Hello. So what I'd like to do today is to go ahead and cover some of my best or favorite finds from nickel roll hunting that I've done over the last couple of years or so. And so I was going to go ahead and clarify on these that none of these came from customer rolls. Generally speaking, I try and avoid customer rolls in my area because the overwhelming majority of them are another roll hunter searched garbage. So I'm going to go ahead and cover the Buffalo nickels here first and kind of go from left to right. And so I'm going to start out with this Buffalo nickel on the left. This is a 1915 from the San Francisco Mint. It barely cleared 1.5 million for mintage and is the fifth lowest mintage overall of the circulated Buffalo nickels. So being able to find one in circulation these days is fairly rare, I would say. It's not going to be one that's going to turn up all over the place, that's for sure. So in addition to finding a 1915 from the San Francisco Mint, if you know anything about Buffalo nickels, you know that most of them are culls these days, and they, especially from the 1910s, and the date's just totally worn off. And in my case, mine's basically clearly visible. You can clearly see the 1915, and you can still make out the S-Mint mark on the back. So being able to find not just a circulated 1915 S-Mint Buffalo nickel, but finding one with a clearly visible date and mint mark, definitely not an easy thing to do these days. So pretty happy to have that one. The next one, moving to the center, is another Buffalo nickel. And it in and of itself isn't anything spectacular. It's a 1936 Philly Buffalo nickel, which is one of the more common ones. But if you take a closer look at this one, you realize that there's something different about it. This is a hobo nickel. So most hobo nickels, when people think of them, they're thinking of the ones with significant alterations to the face or to the reverse. Mine is a bit more subtle, but it's clear that somebody carved additional details in the feathers on the front as well as on the hair. They clearly put a pitted design on the front on the hair. So the pitted design actually does continue on the reverse. It might be a little bit difficult to spot there. My apologies, with the sticker being in the way and being in the case like that, but this was the best way I could think of to handle it and show it. So you can see the additional pitting that is also there on the reverse that was put in around the Buffalo. So anyway, so it's clear that somebody modified both sides of this coin. This is the only hobo nickel that I have ever found roll hunting, so this one stands out to me, and for personally for me is a great find. Now the last one that I've got here is a nickel that has kind of a little bit of a notorious history. What you're seeing is the original 1883 No Sense variant V nickel, which, if you know anything about the history, this was what they referred to as a racketeer nickel, because when they first came out, the U.S. Mint didn't put cents on the back of it. So people would plate them as gold and pass them off, or try and pass them off, as it were, as $5 gold coins. The U.S. Mint realized its mistake and scrambled to try and fix it. And so they released the cents variant that came out later that year, but this was one of the original ones. This is the original V-nickel design. So, if you flip it over on the back, you can see that there's no cents on the back of this nickel. And so this one was a great find to have. It's by far the oldest coin that I've ever found roll hunting. I found a couple of other V-nickels in like the 1890s range, but this is the only thing I've ever found that's 1880s or older. So anyway, really happy to have this coin in my collection, and it's one that, even though it's not a ton of value, still has a lot of personal meaning to me, and it's just fun for the history, if nothing else. And anyways, I just figured I would pass on and share these finds with you guys, just to give you an idea of some of the things that you can find out there. If you stick at it, you're persistent, patient, and stay with it. And of course, I want to clarify that I have many other finds that I'm not sharing. I have several hundred things that I pulled, you know, from Nichols over the last couple of years. So, yeah, these are just some of the ones that stand out or a bit more unique. So, anyways, that's all I've got, and thanks for watching.